I can promise you by the end of this video, you will understand how exactly does a mutual fund company function. Hello and Namaste. I'm Manish Ahuja and this is Paycheck to Profit, India's first YouTube channel dedicated to your financial freedom. On this channel, I make videos on 4th, 14th and 24th of every month. So you'll get one new video every 10 days. I make these videos in English and Hindi so that you can choose a language of your preference. If this is the first time that you are coming to this channel, please do consider subscribing because I keep coming up with new content which will help you to either manage your money better, invest it in different instruments and so on and so forth. In today's video, I want to talk to you about one of the easiest, most dynamic and an extremely important instrument of investment, that is mutual funds. I believe everybody should have some exposure to mutual funds, and in today's video, I will try to talk to you about the reasons why. But even before we get started, I'm sure there would be many questions in your mind. What exactly are mutual funds? How do they work? Should I even invest in mutual funds? How to select a mutual fund? Why are there so many mutual fund schemes, so many mutual fund companies? How is one company or one scheme different from another? Trust me, I can literally make a list of questions which will keep running to 8 to 10 minutes or the entire length of this video, and the questions will not get over. The purpose of this video is to help you understand how exactly does the mutual fund company work. Why are these companies coming up with so many mutual fund schemes, and how are they different from their own parent companies, just in case if you know of a bank which also has a mutual fund asset management company. All of this may sound extremely complicated, but trust me, it's not that difficult. I'll try to answer all these questions for you, and I can promise you by the end of this video, you will understand how exactly does a mutual fund company function. I know this may sound like an extremely tall claim, but I am up to the challenge. If this excites you, please like the video to show me some solidarity, and also do not forget to comment at the end of the video and tell me if I did manage to explain to you how does an entire mutual fund company work. One small notification and announcement before we move ahead. Mutual fund as an entire concept is a long concept. There are going to be multiple videos associated with mutual funds on this channel. So just in case if you want to make sure that your questions regarding mutual funds get answered, please do not forget to comment in this video. You can also reach to me on Instagram and Twitter at Mr. Emojical. My Twitter handle, I'm sure, is being reflected on the screen right now, so please make a note of it and do get connected to me. I love getting feedback from all Paycheck pros who keep contacting me on Instagram and Twitter and tell me how these videos are affecting them, how are they helping them, and how they are getting more and more confident about their overall financial investments and financial freedom. Please keep connected with me because it helps me a lot to understand if I'm going in the right direction, if I can improve my videos in any way, and so on and so forth. So let me try to explain to you how exactly does a mutual fund company work in the first place. A mutual fund company or a mutual fund house or asset management company, as it's also called in the financial terms, is a subsidiary or an offshoot of another bank or an NBFC, which is a non-banking financial company, or a brokerage house. The regulatory framework is such that a company cannot come up with a mutual fund scheme directly, so they have to come up with all their mutual fund schemes through these mutual fund houses or their respective asset management companies. Professionals working in asset management companies can be clearly divided in two parts. The first category of people working in an asset management company are called trustees. These are basically senior financial professionals. They sort of work like a board of director in a company. What they are supposed to do is they're supposed to take care of all the regulatory framework and check whether all the management of all mutual funds happening within the asset management company is going as per regulation and government laws. One of the most important responsibilities of trustees is to ensure that all the transactions happening within the asset management company or an AMC are happening as per government rules and regulations. If there's something that is going out of way, trustees can approach the holding company or the main brokerage house or the bank. If there's a major breach of ethics made by the mutual fund managers or the company, it is trustees' responsibility to report the same to SEBI and other government officials. So this is why a group of trustees is extremely important in an asset management company. The second level of people working in an asset management company are basically mutual fund managers. This is a group of finance professionals who are responsible for all financial transactions that happen on day-to-day basis and all the transactions that this asset management company does on behalf of all the investors of the mutual fund. So just to give you a quick and a small recap, there's a bank or an NBFC or a brokerage house. They set up a mutual fund house or an asset management company. In this asset management company, there are trustees who are taking care of all the work which is being done by the mutual fund managers. And these mutual fund managers are responsible for all the work that all the transactions and all the securities get traded from this asset management company. These mutual fund managers are representatives of all the investors like you. How do you come into the picture into an asset management company is what comes next. As an investor, it's very important for you to understand why is mutual fund called a mutual fund in the first place. Imagine thousands and lakhs of investors coming together, putting in their money and creating a pool of funds which is used for the mutual benefit of all the investors put together. That is the simplest example and simplest explanation of why is this instrument called mutual funds. So the mutual fund house comes up with a mutual fund scheme and publicizes and makes advertisements for these schemes to invite all the investors to start investing in the scheme. When you are actually making a purchase of a new mutual fund scheme, what you get in return for the money that you pay to the asset management company is called mutual fund units. As an investor in a mutual fund, you are a part owner of the entire fund for which you are allotted units, and the overall value of these units in the market is denoted by a term called NAV, which is net asset value. So NAV of all the units put together is the total value of the mutual fund. A simple mathematical example: let's say if the entire value of the mutual fund is 25,000 rupees and if there are 100 units available in the market, NAV of every unit of the fund is going to be 250 rupees. The entire business of a mutual fund house or an asset management company is this simple. They bring in a pool of mutual fund managers, they collect a pool of money, and these mutual fund managers invest this money on behalf of the investors in shares, government securities, bonds, commercial instruments, debt instruments, and multiple different combinations of all of these instruments put together. The combination in which your mutual fund will invest on your behalf will be mentioned to you when you actually buy your mutual fund. The commercial aspects of what instruments will your mutual fund manager invest on your behalf will be dependent on the scheme that you select, and all the details will be made available to you at the time of investment. Every scheme is different in its own sense, so I really can't give you one size fits all answer. Please read all the documents associated with your mutual fund scheme before you invest in the scheme. Now that you've understood the entire business model of an asset management company, are you ready to invest in a mutual fund? Not really, right? Now you want to know, why are there so many mutual fund schemes? How does a mutual fund manager invest on your behalf? What kind of a scheme should you select for yourself? What are the things that you need to make sure of before you invest? I'm sure there would be many more questions which are running in your mind right now. That's exactly why I told you at the start. In this video, you will understand how does a mutual fund company work. The reason why I made this video is for you to understand, just in case if you were to learn driving, you would want to understand how does a gear or how does the accelerator or the steering wheel work before you start to drive the car, right? At least I hope that is how you approach the entire process. So now that you know how does the entire mutual fund company work, I request you to come up with all the questions that you are thinking of and just put them down in the comments. I know my content which is absolutely in place for the future videos, but if you can give me your comments and your questions, it will only help me streamline the content in such a manner that it gets you the maximum value. If you found the content of this video to be useful, I would request you to please try and watch it again and again so that all the concepts get registered in your brain forever. And at the same time, please share these videos so that maximum number of people can benefit out of this content. So that's about it from me in today's video. I'll now see you in the next video. Until then, please keep smiling, take care of your loved ones, and stay happy. Ka-ching!